We all have those monsters, right? We look at it, we get a monster, we look at the skills, we're like, this seems interesting. I wonder, has anyone built this? Other people aren't building this. I wonder if this is a hidden gem, a diamond in the rough. Let me build this, let me 6-star, let me put some decent runes on it, let me see if it's any good. It seems good, and then we build it, and we put our good runes on it, we skill it up, we're like, yes, time to test it out, and it sucks so bad. We all have, am I the only one? I just have all of them, just me. No one else regrets the things. I'm the only one. Okay, guys, so anyway, today we're gonna talk about, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, 10 biggest 6-star regrets. Not the monsters I feel are the 10 worst monsters in Summon Shore, the 10 that I have actually built that I'm like, why? Why did I build this? Some of them that you would think that would be on this list might not even be that bad. Like Water Vampire, I've actually used him. He's actually, like, he's not great, but he's a usable unit. Like, you can actually use him for things. These ones are worse than that. So, these ones are things that I've actually built myself, and like, why? Just why? First off, honorable mention, this guy's gotta be my honorable. He's not the top 10 worst. Who are the top 10 biggest regrets? Sorry. But he is like, he's useful in like 2 situations. You can kind of use him in Giant Speed 10 too. He's ignores damage reduction effects. This defense breaks, disturb HP recovery. This defense break, disturb HP recovery, block beneficial effects, and a speed lead. He's actually usable in arena offense against light liches and a little bit in Giant Speed 10 and against a few siege defenses that have a lot of beneficial effects and stuff like that. So for the most part, not super useful, but he's useful in a very niche. He's my honorable mention of not top 10 biggest regrets, but you're lucky, Sory. You're lucky you're good against a light lich. This guy, I don't know. Someone donated for me to build this or something like that. They're like, build Roy, and I'm like, and I put it off for the longest time, and then I eventually did it, and I'm like, could be worse. He could be worse. He's got a defense break. He's got an attack power break, and he's got this one. This is actually decent against TOA bosses. Decreased attack H to 0 and irresistible provoke. He's not that bad again in Giant Speed 10 as well. We're seeing a theme like you could use it in Giant Speed 10, the easiest of the dungeons. Okay, but I mean he could be worse. He's not one of my like super like use this for nothing at all. You could use other things for that, but he does have his uses. There's just not very many of them. Number 9 on the list. People gonna disagree with me with Kaz. Let's talk about what Kaz does. First skill, defense break, not bad. Second skill, he buffs it. He attacks and he buffs his own speed. Okay. Third skill, damage based on attack speed. And then the fourth skill is an AoE Sword Supreme Skywolf. He doesn't have that at all times. He's basically, for all intents and purposes, a single target speed-based damage dealer. So he was usable early game. People were using him for Giant Speed 10. Of course, if he monster's only usable in Giant Speed 10, maybe not that amazing. Anyway, people were using him early game, but you don't ever see Kaz being used. He just does single target speed-based damage. If you want single target speed-based damage, wouldn't Stella be a better option? Stella's a better option. There's a lot of other better option for single target speed-based DPS. And also, if you think about it, like he's similar to Water Chimera, which is generally considered the less used Chimera, right? Because people use it like Moron, people use it in Rakan. I mean, people use Water Chimera as well, but they don't use him as much as the other ones, or he's not generally considered as valuable as the other ones. Currently, he used to be, Water Chimera used to be, didn't he get nerfed at some point? I think he was generally considered to be like the one people wanted. I know that was the one in the beginning of the game. I wanted the Water Chimera because I was like, yo, I could farm Fame and Hell so fast with him. He's so good at that. It's 5 years ago. Listen, it's 5 years ago. Give me a break. Anyway, that's the perfect reason to want a monster, right? Anyway, Kaz is kind of like that. He does single target, but I mean, there's just so many better options, especially at this point. You never see Kaz used in the meta, and I built him and I max skilled him, and I was like, World Boss! That's what he's used for now. He's good at World Boss. So, World Boss. Number 8, Eluding. Now, this guy's actually, he's kind of like Daphnis. He's like so close to being good, like in little tweaks, and he can be good, like, little tweaks and he can be good. But currently, not that crazy. If they tweaked him, if they changed a little thing to skill 3, that would make him viable. That would make him like super really good, actually. So first skill, basically what he does, first skill increases attack gauge, second skill is a stun, crit rate bonus, and stun when lands a critical hit. Reusable in 2 turns, which is nice. And then the third skill, big damage, and remove beneficial effects from the target. His base speed is 95 though. It's not high base speed for it to be like, oh, he's got 120 base speed and strip. This could be interesting. Like, no, it's not. That's not what he does. If it was that, there'd be a different story. But see, the thing with him though is, if he had the strip first, like if he had a strip into defense break into big damage, then it'd be like, okay, he needs a nerf. He needs a nerf. But right now, he just does big damage and removes beneficial effects on target. If they have beneficial effects, then why does he need the big damage? You need the strip and then you need a defense break first and then do the big damage. And then the beneficial effect removal is kind of not as viable. Like, what is that? What do you need that for, right? So he does do big damage, but that's about it. I mean, he's so close to being actually good though. Like, this guy is like, if we see bounce patch and he's in there, he's got some potential. He's got some potential, and I saw the potential, but it's just like, you need the strip before you do the big damage. You need the strip of the defense break and then the big damage, not just big damage and remove beneficial. I don't know. He just needs. He's close to being OP, right? But currently, he just does damage, and there's a lot of things that just do damage, and he's squishy. Number 7 is Hannah. Now, Hannah, at first glance, may seem pretty good. She's got 117 base speed. 117 base speed. That always, like, you always start looking at something if it's got 117 base speed. You're like, tell me more. Do I put this on Swift? Her first skill does triple hit, speed break, right? Her second skill, silver plated bullet, is the same one as the light cowgirl. So it's got a double hit, remove beneficial effect, disturb HP recovery. Wait. The light cowgirl is good though. And Hannah's just faster. Wouldn't that mean that she's good too? She doesn't have the same passive. She does not have the strip, decrease attack gauge, and defense break. So, not quite the same passive as the light cowgirl. She does have higher base speed, but this is just a strip and disturb HP recovery. If we've learned anything from Triton, it's that 170, like, super fast and strip is good, right? But this is not Triton. This is not an AoE strip. This is just a single target strip. And there's no attack gauge pushback, it's no defense break, so it's just the strip. She does have 117 base speed strip though, so take that into consideration. And it was exciting to me, but Whirlwind Shot rides a Typhoon to attack all enemies. Critical hits will decrease the target's attack bar by 15%. AoE decrease attack gauge if she crits, but it's only 15%. Not like crazy. So you think about like, oh, she's kind of like Triton. She's kind of like Ganymede. She's like a very watered down version. It's like Triton and Ganymede had a child, and the child was like a C- student, and they're like, what? But we're both geniuses. You take her into school, you have a meeting with the teacher, and they're like, she's failing at her classes. And Triton and Ganymede are like, but why is she failing? We're both rocket surgeons. Rocket surgeon is a career. We're rocket scientists and brain surgeons and rocket surgeons. Why is good old Hannah failing? Well, because she's not you. She is the child that didn't quite live up to expectations. I don't know what I'm going with. I don't know where I'm going with this. She's number 7. She's not as good as the light cowgirl, is what I mean to say. Let's talk about number 6, Ileana. Now, at first glance, boobs. And you try to make something work because boobs. You're like, hey, man, it's a good reason to build this. Let's make it amazing. And then she's kind of not as amazing. So she's a support unit. She's got a Guild War leader skill, attack power leader skill, not bad for Guild Wars. The leader skill is not bad for Guild Wars. Preemptive strike, glancing hit. Okay. Briefing is actually really good. I like briefing. That's a good skill. Third skill, Neostone Field, protects allies with holy powers. Target ally will become invincible for 2 turns. All other allies will receive endure for 1 turn. So the thing with this is you can use Ileana, Megan, Katarina. You could use that in Guild Wars. But if you're going to go through all of that, why not just use Cabezanuf? Why not use Chloe and Kali? What does Ileana provide that the others cannot possibly do? I wonder, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a new KB5 team that we could use Ileana with, because she's gonna be. Maybe. Hey, I'll try it. We'll try it. I'm gonna write a note to try that. God damn it. I'm gonna try that. No promises, but I don't know if that's good. Why not just use Cabezanoof? Why not just use Cabezanoof is the thing. That's basically why not just use Cabezanoof or Chloe. Why not use Cabezanoof or Chloe? This needs something else, because the Endure is like, okay, the benefit of that is if she's you could use her with like a Ramagos and a Trevor and have them take a whole bunch of damage, but they have Endure so they can't die. So you could use that, but it's kind of a gimmick team more than anything else. So you could use it though. You could be used. Anyway, I built her because I saw the potential, but she could be really good with a little bit. The Neostone field would be the thing that needs to be changed a little bit. Just give it some more. Give it something. I don't know. It needs something else, and she could be a good unit if the Neostone field was changed, because the second skill is really good. Number 5 is none other than Lewis. If you looked at the bottom of the screen, all the monsters lined up on the bottom, you were like, I bet Lewis is on there. I bet he's coming up next. So Lewis, let's talk about Lewis. First skill, stun. Not a bad first skill. Not a bad first skill. Second skill, speed break and stun. Not that bad. Not that bad. Illusion magic. Here's where it goes. What? The HP ratio of you and the target ally will be evened, and both become invincible for 2 turns. 2-turn invincibility. Ooh la la. So we think about maybe we combo that with something like the Light Lich, something like the Katarina. Okay, the Light Lich or Katarina or something like that. Cooldown will reduce if the HP is lower than. Here's the thing though. There's a lot of teams that you're going into in many different ways where there's strips. There's strips and then they do things. And then this is just, for the most part, this is just prolonging the inevitable. So that's why you see a lot of this stuff has become, like, Chloe isn't even used that much in the meta aside from like gimmick teams, like one-shot teams. Like you get Chloe and then does the enemy not have any strips? That's where that's the only place you bring Chloe into. For like Guild Siege or for like R5, kind of like gimmick teams. Gimmick, fast, big burst damage, not really like things that are intended to be long-term things, right? So you think about like, oh, do you use this with Katarina? Well, there's Cabezanoof, there's Kali, Chloe, there's you know the drill, you know what it's just prolonging the inevitable, and there's not any heal, so he takes up a spot in your lineup. I mean, you could think about it like you could run, let me do a double Nemesis Lewis for arena defense, anti-Lucian, then to get the invincibility, then haha, your second Lucian isn't gonna kill 2 of my monsters. Like, yeah, but that's just prolonging the inevitable, right? They're gonna die eventually, unless the enemy has like, unless the enemy has an attack gauge decrease. We know that's not, so they're just gonna die. They're just gonna die eventually because there's no Shade attack age decrease anymore. So you don't even have to worry about that. So this is just prolonging the inevitable though. It really doesn't do anything else aside from that. Chloe's just a better option. It's the same fate of Ileana, is that Chloe's just a better option. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in this meta, especially when a lot of people are bringing a lot of different strips into things. There's a lot of strips, a lot of monster strips. So anyway, like Comto has put in a lot of extra strips because people were just double immunity in RTA the first couple seasons. It's like, oh, you want to win? Just be fast and double immunity. And then you always have immunity up, and then your opponent can't really do too much. So Comto's put a lot of strips on different monsters, and that made him even, he wasn't even good back before, but that just made him even less relevant than he possibly could have been. Talk about monsters that don't make sense. Number 4, Carbine. Let's explain. Okay, let's explain the concept behind snipers. Snipers are supposed to be fast and do a lot of damage and kill things, right? They're supposed to snipe things. That's the point, right? So when you look at Carbine's skills, his skills say, hey, let me just hang out in this stance, and also the veteran passive, let me get attacked some. Let me get attacked some. I'm supposed to be a squishy DPS unit. Let me get attacked some, and then we'll see, and then I'll do damage after that. Like, why not just do other stuff? Why not just do the damage and not try to get attacked? With this, why not try to get attacked? Your squishy monster attacked. That's the thing. So, yeah, there is some usage for Carbine if you are really committed to wanting to make Carbine work at any point. Please, this is a video about regrets. Why would you be committed to wanting to make Carbine work somewhere? He could get a change, he could get a buff, he could get some difference because he's not. It's like, yeah, bang bang, like Carbine. No, you please bang bang, get with a different passive. Anyway, he could be usable in Water Rift Beast. There is a use for him in Water Rift Beast. Aside from that, there's just so many better options for wind DPS that don't need to get squishy monster being attacked to get their full potential. You know what I mean? This potentially hidden aim does, that pose does a lot of damage. So, a lot of extra damage, but for all intents and purposes, he's a squishy DPS unit that's at his best. He's like, please attack me! Also, I have no HP. Anyway, unless you ruin him as a hybrid, I guess, right? Number 3, Lucian. Oh, I bet if we go to the monster reviews, I bet there's so many players, level 20 players. Oh my god, Lucian's so good, don't feed this guy. Well, don't feed anything you don't have dupes of, first off. Don't ever feed a monster, you only have one of that monster and it's a light dark monster or something like that, or an At 4 or an At 5. Don't feed those. Just, that's besides the point though. I bet there is players, if we go look there, level 20, like, this is the most amazing monster in the game. He's so good. He's gonna be great for you even endgame. And then the level 35 players like, I'm endgame and I use Lucian all the time. Like, okay, level 35? Because his name is Lucian, just like the other one, just spelled differently. I think there's a Lucian in another game too, like League of Legends, right? I don't know, I don't play League of Legends. But anyway, you know level 35 is gonna be like, I'm endgame. Like, you're not, no. Finish the tutorial first. Level 50 is end of tutorial. Finish the tutorial before you think you're endgame, buddy. I don't know. I know offending some of you that think that. They're like, I thought level 45 was endgame. Not even remotely. Put another 10,000 hours into it. Yeah. So we didn't even talk about what Lucian does. This is a multi-hit, right? This is a stun. He gets another turn if he stuns, right? He's got a speed lead too, which is not bad. Global speed lead, not that bad. Aims the target to deal substantial damage. If the enemy is frozen, stunned, or sleep, damage this will increase by 50%. Do you use him in Giants? No. Do you use him in Dragons? No. Do you use him in Necro? No. Do you use him for Arena Offense? His speed lead, but aside from that, this maybe in the first 2 weeks of the game you can use him in Arena Offense. Do you use him in Guild War, Guild Siege? You could use him in Guild Siege. He could be used in Guild Siege. That's about the most that I can say for. There's a lot of things that can be used in Guild Siege, but he's got a speed lead, and he does DPS. So you could use Lucian, Orion, something else in Guild Siege. That could be a thing. You can do that. Hooray! Hooray! What for do? Anyway, moving on. That is number 3. This guy, I hate. This stupid Dusky. Now, here's the thing. Dusky, like, you think, okay, what does Dusky do? Triple hit, speed break. Great. Song of the Night Wind increases attack speed and critical rate of all allies for 2 turns. Also, he's like chilling. No, he doesn't strip. He doesn't strip. Instead, he has the Knight's Comfort passive, which gives him a shield. Good old shield. Good old shield. So he basically does the most important thing that chilling does, which is strip. Triple hit strip. Well, actually, steal beneficial effects with skill 1. He doesn't do. He has a shield. Okay. I mean, Kamoon has a shield, but it's this guy. I tried to make him work. I really did. I tried to make him work. Like you, because he's like a mixture between chilling and Kamoon, but not. But not that. Anyway, Dusky's is a little pumpkin fart, is what he is. Number 1 most regretted monster building. This wasn't even a difficult decision. This was like, I know exactly who number 1 is. I know exactly. Cabot, the Dark Minotaurs. The only thing that I've gained from building Cabot is me laughing later at the fact that I built Cabot. So what does Cabot do? He's got Headbutt. But this is not even max skilled. I learned from my mistake early on, and I was like, let me not feed any more nothing into nothing. I might max skill this. It's not that this is bad. This is not why he's bad. This is not why he's bad. But Headbutt. So we've got this, right? So he does that. We have Slaughter. So the Headbutt's not that bad. Slaughter, attacks when axe, recovers 20% HP. I mean, you don't ever see these Minotaurs being used anyway in the first place. There's a reason for that. The fire one is not that bad, though. Recovers HP. If the enemy dies by the attack, your HP is recovered by 25% of the enemy's max HP. Ooh, my goodness. Is he a good farmer? If you're looking for a single target Dark Farmer. Oh, please don't build him. Please don't build him. So he recovers some HP, right? Then we've got this exile passive. This is what interested me. This is what I was like, ooh, this is interesting. Increases your attack power by 100%. Increases your attack power by 100%. And your attack power increases additionally as your HP decreases. Ooh, that seems like he's gonna do a lot of damage. You won't be able to receive any beneficial effects during battle. Where's the record scratch? Like, what? You can't receive any beneficial. He's a monster that cannot receive any beneficial effects. So he's on his own. So no beneficial effects. No shield, no immunity, no attack power buff, no anything. Well, but he increases attack power regardless. Regardless, right? He increases attack power regardless of anything else. So he doesn't even need an attack power buff. That's great. He must have really high attack power. And then to be useful, to be that. Oh, no, he's not even an attack power unit. He's a nothing. By the way, he's not even. All these things are not even ruined with like normal runes. They were at one point ruined with normal runes to try them out, but after that, I'm not gonna put my best runes on something that's not even being used. So he's on whatever the hell he's on, right? He's not even finished being. Not even things on him. He's not good. You don't get beneficial. You can't get anything. You can't get any beneficial effects during battle. Like if you're looking for a monster that can farm and you enjoy being miserable and doing it very slowly but reliably and not wasting any energy because he heals himself, right? This is the guy for you. If you would like slow farming, Cabot is great. You don't need an attack power buff with him. Solid. Don't need an attack power buff. Oh my god. This seemed cool, right? The exile passive seemed cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. You don't see anyone else building him. I think some other people, like, I think Baron actually might have built him too. Or I don't remember who I'm thinking of. Someone that's like a high level player is like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna try him out. And it came same conclusion. Not good. Yeah, okay. So anyway, that's it for this one. What are your guys' most regretted monsters? So I know half you are gonna be like, Shayna's my biggest regret. She's not even that. Stop it. Stop it. That was last week. Stop it. Anyway, what are legitimate worst decisions? Leave it in the comments. Did you build something that was worse and stupider than I did? Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoyed my mistakes, my waste of time and energy. I will see you as always in the next one.